All right, we're ready to go.
Yeah. Scoot to your spot. I think we should scoot it back a little bit more. That way they can see your beautiful face.
I'm always trying to hide my face.
Yeah.
I'm always with my back to the camera like
Why?
this. I don't know.
Ugly?
Force of habit.
I feel ugly sometimes.
It's okay to
Sometimes,
feel
like
ugly.
when I look at myself in that little camera, I'm like, damn, my teeth look good. I was like, but I'm like, I don't know. I like teeth. Teeth are like my thing, so I don't know why. Probably because I have bad teeth originally. So.
Well, how'd you feel with no teeth?
At all?
Yeah, was there a time when you had no upper teeth?
Oh yeah, like so this tooth and this tooth were switched on one side, and so they just opted to remove one of these teeth, and then they like use the braces to pull a tooth forward. You know what I mean? And that was that. Like, and so like I had a gap right here, and I had these two front teeth, and then a gap, and then the canines.
Right.
And yeah, so it was pretty embarrassing if I didn't have a retainer in. Yeah.
Well, what about
Fake
now
teeth.
that you're old? Like your teeth that you have now.
What about them?
Did you ever have it where they were all removed?
No. I bet they hear that real good.
Yeah, I bet they do.
Just hit end.
I see off.
No, let me see it.
Ringer muted.
No, just unplug it. No, I hate when you mute the ringer. It like scares me.
All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, so we can go ahead and get this out of the way, because the last episode where we talked about it was the audio was all.
Yeah.
jacked.
I'll remove it.
I do have fake teeth now. I have fake uppers, and that's been an adventure. I had bad teeth, and then my front bridge broke. It's.
And now, what was your front bridge exactly?
I had 6 teeth that were a bridge. That was a
Okay.
veneer bridge that was dental glued.
But were the actual teeth still there, and they just stubs?
The 2 canines were.
And that was it.
That was it.
Oh, that's a long bridge
Yeah.
around a curve too.
Yeah.
How long did you have that?
About 10 years.
Oh, that's a long time for that kind of a thing. That's a lot of stress to put on a curve. So how did
Yeah.
you lose those teeth?
Well, that's the one. I lost those. Through. I didn't really lose them. They just got pulled because how they were bent, and
Oh,
I
okay.
was 30 and
Funky.
yeah, they're really funky. And I just started. I just became a nurse. I just graduated, and so my father, he bankrolled it, and I paid it.
Yeah,
Of course, I
for
paid it
sure.
off. But
Tell me this: how did you feel after you had that done?
I was really confident.
Amazing,
Yeah, it
right?
was amazing.
Yeah. So like, I went to this dentist, and I had one of my front teeth had been had a root canal at a really young age, and I don't know why. And I think I had a fucking screwy dentist who just did a lot of shit to me, like, for no reason. Like, it's probably easy as a dentist to say, oh, you got a cavity. You can't see that shit. Like, you don't know. And so so I had this root canal, and that tooth was changing colors. And so I went to this Asian lady, and she had told me, she's like one of the best dentists I ever had, and she's the one that recommended it, and she did it for me. And I remember looking in the mirror when they ground all my teeth down, and I was like, "Oh my God, what did I do?" And then when they put me when they put that permanent one on or whatever, oh, I felt great. I felt great. I like that set of teeth better than this set of teeth, honestly.
Yeah.
I like this one. They have kind of like my front teeth come down a little bit, and then the one next to it kind of goes up a little bit. I mean, it's probably better for chewing, but I like the flat.
Yeah, they're all like this.
Kinda, yeah. Longer teeth though.
Yeah. Well, not everybody has long teeth. not everybody's fucking Bugs Bunny.
Shut up.
I gotta tell you, it's been weird, learning to speak again,
Yeah.
because people told me how well I was speaking, and at first I thought they were just trying to be nice. Until it kind of annoyed me after a while. I was like, finally I said, how bad did I talk before I had dentures for you to hear me talk now and say that I sound as good, I sound normal?
But I'm telling you, it's really you.
Yeah.
It's
And
really you.
finally somebody said, well, you didn't talk a lot before, and when you did talk, you didn't move your mouth, you just mumbled words out. And now you're having to force words.
Yeah.
And so that's why you sound a lot different.
That's
And
pretty
to
smart.
us, you sound better because now we can understand you.
Yeah.
Whereas before we understood you, but after we learned what you were saying, because you mumble all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just
So,
part of being
I
stoned.
can kind of, yeah, I
Yeah.
can kind of understand. I can definitely see that because I don't, since I'm not a converser at work or pretty much anywhere else except for right here,
Yeah.
I didn't have the art of conversation down. And now that I've had to, now I'm having to relearn how to speak. It really does, you have to form words, you have to conversate.
I remember before I had my first really deep trip, like as an adult, right? I had that trip, my first trip that I think I've told you about it, but it was like after that moment, like before that time, like I didn't talk to anybody. I was leave me the fuck alone. That's how I felt. That's probably the vibration I put out, and it's what I got back for 100%. And like after that, I just started, like, I opened up to people, and I was just like, dude, everybody's the same as me. And I was just like, everybody's the fucking same as me. Like, there's no difference between me and anyone else. And so, like, there's levels to consciousness maybe, but, like, everyone's the same. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so I just started talking to everybody. And, like, without fear, too. Like, and it used to be, like, more of a fear thing. It's just like, you never know what you're going to get with some people. Like, it's just like, oh, my God, it's a headache. Because especially if you're a little empathetic, it can just really wear on you. And I'm empathetic. And so it's like, I used to just kind of shun away from it. And now I talk to everybody. And I talk to them
Right.
so honest.
And I've developed a conversational skill, especially in the last year,
Yeah.
year and a half, changing jobs, changing lifestyles, things like that. Stop drinking every day.
Yeah.
To where I don't just, and I don't know, it's picked up. But the reason why I asked about the teeth thing, we'll come back to that conversation in a minute. But the reason why I asked about the teeth thing is, and I haven't, revealed this to anybody. It's fucked with my mind.
Awesome.
I just look like, when you look in the mirror,
Yeah.
no teeth, you're like, fuck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I bet it does.
And I don't know, man, for the first time, because for the first time I really felt 48. Or actually I felt older because I was like,
Yeah.
I'm 48 and I ain't got no teeth. And I know I don't have any teeth.
It's probably why I'm getting implants all the time, because I want to feel young. That's probably what part of it is.
Right? It's just, and I know that, and I know everybody, people of all ages get dentures. But that moment you after all the, everything's done and you take your teeth out and you're like, you look at, you open your mouth and you're like,
Yeah.
shit. Cause and as a nurse, as a geriatric nurse, I've seen this my entire career. People with dentures and you're, oh yeah, and you learn, when you're actually doing it to your own self, you're like, Jesus, how much paste am I supposed to put on? Yeah, gotta clean these motherfuckers again. I don't want to eat. I just clean my teeth.
Yeah.
I don't want to eat because I don't want, I don't want to get the shit stuck in there.
Yeah.
And then the stuff I can't eat yet, like I had Ritz crackers with peanut butter on them yesterday. And after, about the fourth one, I was too sore. I couldn't eat no more. I was like, the crackers are, things are not soft.
Yeah, you about to lose some weight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way to look at it. It's just, it's a lot to deal with.
Yeah, I zoned out for a second there and started thinking about my own dental stuff, and I was like, oh. I started getting a little nervous.
Right.
I don't even know. I was like, I'm gonna have to get implants here. I already know once these teeth start going, and they should last me a while. I had my old bridge for like almost 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, like definitely, because I've had a tattoo shop for about 20 years, and it wasn't long after I started my own that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get that done.
Right.
I was like, I don't know. I grew up I grew up feeling real ugly with my teeth. And
Yeah.
so like it's
Yeah,
like important to me.
I had Whiskey Tango teeth from well water, and I didn't have braces as a kid.
Tango, what is that?
White trash.
Oh, the American or the Army
Yeah,
code
I think,
word.
yeah,
Whiskey Tango?
yeah, that's right.
That's funny.
I grew up, bad teeth, and I remember with my ex-wife, I remember talking to her daughter about it, I was going to marry her, and I was like, I want to talk to her, talk to her daughter before I, was going to ask her. And then she just came to me out of nowhere and said, if we're going to get married, you need to fix your teeth.
Oh wow.
I was like, and I should have caught on right then that was a red flag.
Oh yeah.
But
Did you marry that girl?
no, I never. We
Oh.
never. We just lived together for too long.
Okay. And
But anyway.
that's your ex-wife?
Yeah,
name?
that's my ex. You know.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
She told you that?
Yeah, and that's what I
Oh.
mean. Like I should have caught on, way back then. But and so I just dealt with bad teeth, and it's just
Well, you just wanted somebody.
yeah.
You know, that's one thing I know about you, buddy.
Well, that I mean, like I don't regret it because I would have still been a CEO
Yeah.
if I wouldn't have somebody support
Yeah.
me to get out of that life and get into school.
Yeah.
Um,
Of course, I mean, well, it has its purpose. Right?
Yeah.
Like, of
And
course,
then
it's not a mistake.
I was
you
about
know?
to turn 30, and I was like, I got to stop doing drugs and having sex with loose women.
Yeah.
I need to settle down. So
Uh-huh.
that's, I thought that was what you're supposed to do at 30. So I got gone on my 20s. See, that's another thing. I don't know. I can't tell if I'm over salivating or
I didn't say anything.
Um,
Camera's not that good.
like you live you party in your 20s, and I made it to almost 30 with no kids
Yeah.
and no diseases. I was like, okay, I'm going to settle down.
You wasn't living life. You didn't have no diseases or no kids.
I just had a smart life. Mate.
Okay, that's what you say.
But I don't know, dude. Anyway, but no, I've always dealt with the bad teeth thing. But it was just one night. It just, when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, it just fucking hit me like what I had done. And I remember reading the instructions. Tooth extraction is permanent, irreversible procedure. And I was like, well, yeah, of course. But as I was looking in the mirror, and this was at like 2 a.m., and I was pretty stoned, and I shouldn't look in mirrors whenever I'm stoned. I remember thinking, I want him back. This feels like a mouthpiece, like a boxer. Imagine eating with a mouthpiece on.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay.
Okay.
Because there's no feeling.
Yeah. Well, okay. I know that feeling right now.
That's
That's the feeling with implants.
Yeah, I mean, like my bridge was the same thing. It's just it's all of them. It's just,
I was eating some ribs earlier today, like real ribs that I cooked on a grill, and they were like big fat fucking ribs, right? Not like the shit you get at a restaurant. Like these were like good, and like I was like just had the bone in my hand like a fucking turkey wing or whatever, and I was just like pulling shit off, and like I could feel it on all these teeth, but I feel nothing on these
Yeah.
teeth. But it's just like pressure and shit, and like
Yeah.
I was like I gotta quit because I can't tell.
you got to be careful pulling with implants.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Because
Yeah.
you can pull them like eating like pulling apple, steak, anything you pull off.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I definitely feel something different. Like I feel them, like when I touch them. So
yeah,
it don't hurt, but
yeah. It's
probably
different.
need to heal a little bit now.
Yeah. So conversations with people, as a hospice nurse, and but also as a tattoo artist, we spend a lot of intimate time in a one-on-one situation with people, and then sometimes even in life, you get those people who, what we call overshare or trauma dump.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your opinion on people who just within an hour of meeting somebody and they've told you everything, bad and good, like just out of nowhere, and you're like, holy
Like
shit.
without asking.
Yeah, you didn't ask. It just
Yeah, it's always like, wow, what a mess.
yeah. But I guess my thing is, being an empath, we try to, even if they're total strangers and they've decided to unleash, everything on us in a trauma dump. Some people, like it embarrasses me. It makes me feel awkward, but I still try, something, even something generic, some kind of
Yeah.
answer. How did you handle when that lady was talking to you about growing up in a cult while you were doing her tattoo?
I loved it. I thought it was so interesting. I thought like most people in cults were stupid, and she wasn't stupid. She was just lost. And I realized that. And so like I realized that I had a false judgment about people in cults. That's what I learned from being with her. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was so interesting. I mean, it could never happen to me, thank God. But I remember being thankful of that when I was tattooing her. I remember thinking like, I am so glad that I am not easily fooled. I'm so glad I'm not into Beyonce, and I'm so glad that like I don't give a fuck about Taylor Swift, and I'm so glad that like nobody famous matters to me. You know what I mean? Like, I think about that daily. I think about that daily. Like, I'm so happy that I don't care about none of those motherfuckers, because that just seems like such a waste of energy and your own life. like to give a fuck about anybody like that because they don't give a fuck about you. You know what I mean? And it's just
Right.
like, why would you care or put any thought into any of that stuff? Jenny will rattle off names of fucking actors, and I'm just like, how do you know that?
I just recently learned that one of the royal member families may have cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want to know why that's news. You know, like just
Yeah.
I
I don't like those people.
this whole and then this whole thing, you know, I don't know. They, you know, they wanted they like. I saw them, you know, on a forum where celebrities were giving their opinions over the whole thing happened, the Palestine-Israeli thing.
Mm-hmm.
So who cares what you didn't even win a Grammy this
Yeah.
year. Why do I care what your opinion is?
I watched this guy that was on Jordan Peterson. His dad was like the founder of Hamas, like one of the leaders of Hamas, and he like told his story and like how he felt about all that stuff, and he was pretty rough.
Yeah.
He was pretty rough on like the whole religion of Islam and everything, and he like grew up in that. Like he said, he was raped at a really young age, and that they don't just kill the raper, they kill the rapee over there. And I was just like, holy shit. Like, and he was saying that, like, people parade around like Muslims, but he said it's like Nazis that are like coming to say, hey, it's okay, like, I'm here to help. Like, like I'm peaceful.
Wow. Yeah.
That's what his comparison was. That, like, I was just like, holy cow. Like, that's nuts.
We live in a very sheltered society.
Yeah.
You know, when you really, really think about it. I mean, they're doing that over there now, and we're over here trying to decide what's a man and what's a woman.
Yeah, I think it's crazy these people are like protesting on college campuses about Palestine and Israel. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Just
Like,
go to class.
Yeah, go get back to school, like, or drop out. You don't want to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you just get out of there. Like, you don't have to be all weird, like, and care about something that, like. And the guy was saying that Palestine's not even a state. It's something that the British monarchy set up a long time ago, or the British state set up, and so it's like a providence of the British state for 25 years, and then they just left, and it's the remnants of it. But it's not there's no actual democracy there.
Huh.
There's no nothing.
Right.
So it's not a state. It's not anything. It's just like a empty. It's like there's no government. There's nothing.
See, I thought that Gaza was, you know, they kept on saying Gaza Strip. I thought they meant like it's just a strip of land.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, but I think it's bigger than that. What about,
Man, I hope I didn't fuck up my teeth. That's all I'm thinking about now.
you didn't fuck up your teeth?
Hurt. Now they hurt. I can't hear myself at all in my headphones, so I hope we're getting something.
I can hear you.
Okay, that's all that matters.
I'll turn you up a little bit so you can hear yourself.
Maybe. It's all right.
Sit a little closer.
Can you hear me?
But I can, you know, try. I can't hear you through the mic. Try it.
You can't hear me through the mic?
Now I can. Now I can.
So this whole time?
No, like you fade in and out.
Ah, man.
No, you can
Here
still
we
hear
go
it.
again.
I'm not
Now
gonna
I'm
mess
be
with
so loud.
No, I didn't even mess with it. I didn't turn it.
God, my body odor has been killing me lately. I don't know what's happening. Like, I smell so bad. I don't ever use deodorant.
What?
But, like, I just, like, and I shave my armpits with clippers and shit.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I've just been smelling so bad lately. I'm like, what the fuck? I feel like I don't do this all the time.
You might want to try some deodorant or antiperspirant.
Huh?
Are you scared of it because of all the chemicals in it?
Yeah.
You know.
Make my own, like a real hippie.
They got those crystals.
Crystals?
Yeah.
For your armpit?
Yeah.
What do they do?
Nothing from the, you know, that one bitch that was wearing.
like,
She's
rock salt.
She's like, I wear crystals. I'm like, what stinks? What is your, you use deodorant? She goes, I use crystals. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I don't know, but she stunk bad.
I know I feel different when I wear it different. I have a necklace on now. It's like, what is that, black obsidian or something?
Yeah.
I know I feel different when I put it on at first.
Right.
And I think about that shit when I put on different things. I have this one necklace that was my mom's or my grandma's, and it's like all stones. It's like the whole thing. It's really pretty, but when I wear it, I get mad. I get angry easy when I wear it, and it's just like, it's a weird.
You're too sensitive to them.
I don't have a good day.
You
Yeah,
need
probably.
or you need to realign your chakras.
Yeah, probably that.
I got fucked up on Sunday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Lucky man.
Well, I cleaned my house really nice, and I kept it really clean. So much in fact that, I had a guest, my girlfriend came over. She's like, wow, we don't have to clean this weekend. We can just hang out. I said, yeah. Because usually I wait till Saturday and then I'm doing doing all my stuff. I was like, yeah. So we hung out. So on Sunday, I'm sitting there alone. I woke up and I was like, I was sitting there for a couple of 3 hours. About noon, I was like, see, okay. I could tell it had been a while since I'd taken any medicine because I was reliving stuff, the traumas, like having those random conversations from past. And I'd been able to shake them off, but I'd noticed an increase in them. So Sunday, I was about noon, I had nothing going on. And you know what? I'm gonna trip out. And so I took 3 grams and a lemon tech and had a beautiful afternoon.
Yeah.
It was relaxing, it hurt. I talked about, I took these out. I wasn't going to deal with that. And
I wouldn't want to do it with them still healing.
I don't know. It wasn't the healing part. I mean, it's the gums. You can you can feel some rough edges. Definitely not a smooth thing yet.
Yeah. I just feel like I'd rub it the whole time with my tongue.
No, I don't know. You just, you think about it and you deal with it. Dealt with some other stuff, from from my childhood, stuff was coming back up.
Yeah, I miss doing it.
And I was like, oh man. And then, I read articles, of course, about psychedelics. And do they make up memories, or do they revisit, blacked out memories, memories? And of course, we all think, there's of course, the trend is, well, they help you deal with, past memories you've regressed. Some people are thinking maybe, that's not always true because we remember things how we want to, sometimes with flashbulb memory. So was there really and I don't agree with that. Because, if you get assaulted, it's like, did he really assault you? Or is that just how you remember it? Or did you really say no? Those kind of things. You can't really question somebody's memories. Especially, bad memories like trauma and things like that. That's, no matter what, it's just,
What are you talking about?
If you have
talking about rape?
Yeah. Okay. I wasn't raped, but
I know, but you're talking about
when you question trauma victims, you can't be like, well, sorry, did you really have that happen to you? Or
okay. I don't know what I was hearing.
So.
You can't do that, right?
Okay,
I thought you were saying you can.
No, you can't do that to a trauma victim.
Okay.
And so you definitely couldn't do that to trauma memories.
Yeah.
Good memories, I could see remembering in different ways. But bad memories, you can't question somebody's bad memory and how they remember it because that's how they remember it.
Yeah.
If it happened a different way and you were there and eyewitness, yeah, maybe.
Let me let it in.
Yeah. Go let your brother.
Hey there.
Well, it is already 5:45. We can probably hear you since these microphones are.
I don't know. Who knows? How long have we been going? Maybe we should make it a short one.
This one's actually 23. The actual one is 23 minutes so far.
So far. It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
I hope I didn't hurt my teeth.
You didn't hurt your teeth.
All right, keep telling me that.
Because
Good friend.
I remember mine are glued. Yours are implants.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you don't want to just pull constantly, but you can pull.
That's
some.
where I feel it now. I'm like,
so a prostitute stole a car from a dude.
Okay.
That happens. You solicit them and they carjack you after you get done. It's a risk.
For sure.
We all know it's a risk.
I mean, I wouldn't.
What I found funny is the victim was 85 years old.
Damn. Why is that funny?
Because he's 85, you're like, he's just trying to get some pussy.
Yeah.
So why not just let him make it?
You think he took a pill?
Oh, I'm sure.
I wonder if he just could do it. Might have just been a stud.
Well, if he was a stud, he wouldn't let some woman steal his car.
Oh, yeah. Very true. Yeah. Facts. Is that what the kids say? Facts.
A Catholic priest had to quit his parish, or quit the whole. He was taken out of their what do they call it, like band or whatever.
Yeah.
And it wasn't for what you think.
Finally.
It's because he was caught for embezzlement. He stole $40,000 from the church.
That's it.
No, that's what they could prove.
Okay.
And guess what he's spending on? Candy Crush
Whoa.
and slot machine apps,
Nice.
or over the period of about 3 years.
That's sweet. I wonder what they're gonna do to him. Nothing. I guess he's in his own country, basically, right?
He's in Pennsylvania.
No, but I mean, like, can they do anything to him?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
for
like,
stealing
but
from
how
the
come the
church.
Catholic Church can just whisk off child molesters everywhere? But
Well, back then they didn't have the internet like they do now,
Oh.
where mom could like you could just make a news article and
yeah,
it'd go worldwide. Have you ever heard of a vampire facial?
no.
Well, this is a real thing. It's not just some bloodsucker that just some of his victims.
Yeah.
Women have blood removed from their arm, blood removed from a vein or artery, and it's put in tubes, like a normal blood draw, but the plasma is separated out.
Okay.
Like all the platelets are separated, so it becomes plasma enriched, and they get, then they use microdermal needles to inject it in the face. It's cheaper than the facial, and the whole thing women get, that are actually true facials. What I found fucked up about it is the spa that was doing it, that was shut down, is because it gave 4 women HIV.
Damn.
And it's supposed to be my blood and my face,
Yeah.
right? Before women contracted HIV, because these people were taking the blood and not even labeling it, just sending it off and getting it back, and just injecting you with whatever.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you play stupid games.
It was an unlicensed spa,
Yeah. Okay.
so you get what you pay for.
Wow.
A 74-year-old lady robbed a bank. She got scammed out of looks like about 70 grand, according to my notes on that news report. Her family, well, more than that, but her family and friends had loaned her about 70 grand in total to, pay off, I guess, the scammer.
Yeah.
So she goes and robs a bank. The cops, of course, pick her up because there's cameras and all that shit. And she's like, I'm guilty, whatever it is y'all get here for. And so they pull her in. She got $500 from that teller. Because they don't keep $10,000 in the cash register.
Yeah.
It's like, how, at 74 years old, now you got to go to prison.
Yeah, it's weird when I see that shit with old people that kill their wives when they're really old. I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what's the big deal? Like, you just let her go.
Yeah.
Even at that age, I mean, you spent your whole life, so who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Let the bitch go.
Dude, yeah.
Why do you look Chinese there? The glasses? I think it's the hair and maybe it's this. This and this. You look like you've been doing karate. Yeah.
Fattest Chinaman I've ever seen.
You sure about that?
No,
Never
you're
seen a
not.
sumo wrestler?
I thought they were Japanese.
Alright.
Or the Chinese. Well, the Chinese can be sumo wrestlers.
Have you
as well.
seen that show?
Shogun?
I think so.
Yeah, I've seen the first 4 episodes.
Oh, it's pretty good. You like it?
Yeah, it's kind of it's kind of
is,
slow.
like stupid as fuck.
It's kind of slow for me.
It is really slow.
It's like
you gotta read it all.
It's like Game of Thrones, and Samurai. In Samurai times.
Kinda. Yeah. No
I
magical
got new teeth,
shit.
John. That's what we've been talking about.
Gotcha.
Have you ever had any dental work?
I mean, not like that expensive.
You don't have any false teeth or bridges or anything like that?
No, I just have the little, metal retainer on the back of these teeth, and that's it.
Why?
That's not bad.
Because they just kept going back together. They would, cross over each other. So it was just a permanent retainer.
Oh, okay.
Well, I had all my teeth, all my uppers removed, and had a complete denture put in about a week ago.
Gotcha.
It's been an adventure. And then we
I have
talked
to say,
about,
you sounded a little different. Like, it
That's-
sounds a little different, slightly.
yeah. I was telling that my friends at work said that I sound better. And I said, why? I sound retarded. He goes, no, you didn't talk, or, before you had teeth, we couldn't understand you because you always mumbled. Now you have to actually form words. I tell you, I forgot my teeth when I left the house one morning last week. I got ready for it. I got up, took them out, put them in the thing, and got ready. And while they were being cleaned, I got everything ready for work. Got in my car, pulled off when it was leaving my neighborhood, and I picked my cup up, and I was trying to drink from the straw. I was like, I couldn't pour my mouth right. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, I need to go back to the house. I forgot my teeth.
It's crazy you couldn't recognize it.
Do I?
That you couldn't even realize it. Like,
It's just, it's not there because you don't feel them.
yeah, you don't feel it.
It feels like I'm wearing a boxer's mouthpiece, is what I was telling Jay all the time. This fucking cotton mouth is a bitch.
Yeah, I got it too, but I don't got no water. Oh well.
A Brazilian woman in Brazil took her dead uncle to the bank to get a loan.
Oh, I seen that shit. I seen that shit.
Yeah.
He was dead as hell.
Yeah, he was dead, motherfucker.
Yeah, dead as
He wasn't in
hell.
rigor yet, so he died pretty recently. There was no rigor mortis.
Yeah.
That sits on
He
in
was
2
all,
hours.
his head was just. Have you seen the video?
Yeah,
Yeah. Head was just flopping around.
Like weekend at Bernie's.
yeah,
That's pretty wild.
yeah, pretty fucking wild.
She's like, I ain't gonna say that.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was a desperate attempt.
So, James Hetfield, the lead singer from Metallica, he used the ashes from a lead singer of a band called Motorhead in a tattoo.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, how did they do that? Did they make the ink out of the ashes, or they just add the ashes
They
to
just
the?
pour it in there usually.
Oh,
I
so
mean, you're not
you-
going to put too much work into that. I mean, I wouldn't think, unless
Yeah.
you're like really selling yourself as a true, like, I'm a true artist. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
like I'm going to make the, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, give me the ashes, I'll take them, brother. I mean, if you're really like hustling, but I mean, yeah, you're just going to put it in the fucking ink because it's not going to look the same. If you use just ashes, it'll be like a prison tattoo. It'll be light, really light.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Because
Yeah.
I remember, back in the 90s, they were still, sneaking cigarettes and using ashes.
Yeah.
And
That's what my first tattoo was ashes. It's pretty dark though,
Yeah.
but it's not like the normal shit,
yeah, it's not like normal tattoos.
Yeah.
I ever tell you about the time I interviewed a guy with, like, really flared up neon, either pink or some kind of purple hair?
No. At work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he applied for a job as a nurse. He came in and he had purple hair. Like, not purple, it was more like a neon pink or,
Yeah. What happened?
well, it didn't hire him,
Yeah.
but he was,
Based on that or what?
he was big, no, he didn't interview well. I was like,
bet he didn't,
How
yeah.
distracting would that be, And I know we're getting really accepting of that as a society now, but,
Yeah.
you're going to be somebody's death nurse.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a girl coming here wanted an apprenticeship like that. She had like crazy hair, and I don't care about the fucking hair color too much, but she had like drawn shit all over her face. And like I didn't even look at her stuff, and I was like, I remember thinking I should look at her shit. I was like, I'm probably making a mistake. It's probably gonna be something I'm gonna run into one day, because I've run into artists that like at the gym, who are like tattoo artists, and they're like, and like I'll be like, hey, what's up? And they'll be like, hey, and they'd be like, you remember when I came in your shop? And I'll be like, no. And they'll be like, you wouldn't even look at my stuff. And I was just like, I was full, man. I had fucking people everywhere. Like, what the fuck you want me to do? I didn't have any room. Like, what I mean?
Yeah.
I just had like 4 or 5 people already working for me. I just like, I couldn't do anything. Like,
Right.
And so I was just like, why would I look? Like, like what can I do?
You gotta at least look.
I mean, I should have, but I was like, I wasn't thinking about opening during the day. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I've always been like 5 p.m. It's for most of my life it was 5 p.m. And now I come in at like 3, but and that's just because I just want to try harder. But for my whole career it's been 5 p.m. to whatever. So,
Yeah.
and I like working late, and like I've been leaving by myself lately, and I like that, because I just tell them to go home because I'll be the last one working.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy that. I like being the first one here and the last one out.
Dude, I used to be that way.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I still kind of am, because I do get there earlier than other people, because I want to get shit ready, while there's some quiet time. But I used, when I was a director, I was the first one in the building, and and I stayed until all the work was done,
Yeah.
till it burned me out.
It will. It definitely will. Definitely will. But there's like only one way to get better. You know what I mean? And it's just to do more.
Right.
You know, in this, I don't know about that. I don't like some of those
Well,
things
my-
have limits. You
Yeah,
know?
my
So it's
thing
like-
was just, I wanted quiet time before everybody came in and started asking
Yeah.
questions and shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I like that too.
What year did you graduate high school?
It was 99.
You?
07.
So you'd know more about this. Columbine was 25 years ago the
Yeah.
other day. And that happened in 99, so I mean,
Yeah.
school was almost out for you.
I was probably in military school, so I didn't like
Right.
actually see anything.
Right.
So it wasn't like that big of a deal. It like really wasn't that big of a deal in my world. I mean, I get it, but it was just like, oh yeah, they shot up a school. Okay.
Yeah, it was bigger in mine because mom and dad were worried. but-
Yeah, yeah, and I'm sure that's what happened to everybody.
Like,
and it's crazy how that's like gotten out of hand.
Oh my
you know,
god.
Yeah.
I can imagine now.
like fuck.
Yeah.
Even like sending your kid to a private school is like crazy now with like
They're
these
used
kids.
to it now.
Yeah.
Which is what it is.
Well, yeah, they had, like, I went to a small school in Northwest Texas, like one of the cotton communities, 6-man football. That's how small it was. It wasn't anything to see guns at school
Yeah.
in people's trucks and the headache racks. Behind them they had shotguns, and rifles and things like that.
Yeah.
And it was just part of life back then. Nobody actually had the guns in the school, but yeah, you had guns on the school. You went, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
And so I graduated in 94, so I'd already been out for 5 years by the time that happened.
Yeah. And what was it like?
For me as an adult, I was like, wow, I got to go to work. Like,
Yeah,
I don't,
yeah.
and I knew I wasn't going to have kids.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't like anything like that was close to me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wasn't in high school like that, so I mean I was, but
But can you imagine, well, you went to school for 6 more years after that.
Yeah.
I imagine, that, you went, all of your high school was under security watch.
I mean, at private school, it was a little bit more relaxed. There wasn't like security
okay.
guards
Yeah.
that like ran your metal detector over you or anything like that. It was just like it was just kind of at the early stages of all that.
Right.
It was like 2013 when like Sandy Hook happened or something like that. That's when it felt bigger to me. It's just because it was like more
'Cause Sandy was
schools
a-
having it
yeah.
regularly.
were you
Sandy
in school
was-
then?
No, I was long gone after
Yeah.
school.
Yeah, but Sandy was a smaller private school, though. Yeah.
I think I was in LA.
Yeah.
And then I
LA? Was it really?
I used to wear a black trench coat because it was cold, and they were cool back then. And I still have a trench coat now. It's too hot here to wear it. But I mean, after that trench coat mafia thing happened on Columbine, you couldn't find a trench coat anywhere. Everybody was too scared to wear them.
Yeah.
And if you
ruined
did wear them, you
ruined
got
it.
yeah, they
Yeah.
ruined it.
It's funny.
The only ones still around were in the Matrix movies.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think I would wear one. I
Yeah.
don't think I like, cause I never thought about it really, but I just don't think I'd wear one. See, usually dudes wearing them hose are kind of creepy. To be honest.
Well,
You're like that dude don't get laid. Like-
It's like that one guy from Grandma's Boy. It's like the video game.
Yeah, the
maker.
video game
The
geek.
creeper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to look like a nerd, or what is
just
it, Neo
tall,
off the
skinny.
Matrix, but with AIDS. He's all small and skinny and real pale looking.
I don't remember that movie. I mean, I remember it, but I just don't
Yeah.
care. I don't like. My dad taught me something, and he told me that if you retain a bunch of pointless ass shit in your head, you're not gonna have any room for anything good. So literally, like I took that as movies are bullshit in my mind. So like they don't really entertain me, and I feel like they're for dumb people a lot of the time. And so like I just will watch them, and then I just forget about it. If
Oh,
I watch
yeah,
them,
yeah.
I literally forget about everything right when it happens.
Right. I just.
That's it. I'm done. Like
I-
that's
I-
that.
If I relate to something, probably,
So,
much
yeah.
like that, kid in the trench coat,
Yeah.
who got beat up a lot and shit like that. I was like, oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
funny.
I think now the more we talk about it, though, I remember it. So it's in there.
But you don't hang on to it.
Yeah, I don't like it took me a while to get there. It was deep. I didn't even think it would still be there, but I do kind of remember the guy. He had like his hair, right? Like,
Yeah.
Something like
yeah. It's so funny that it's deep in there.
Well, we talked about that, psychedelics and
Yeah.
suppressed memory.
Yeah.
Are they suppressed or are they just
So
made up?
you know what? While you were talking, I was trying to hold it in, and then we just kept going so long. Like I was trying to let you stop, and it was like that. A lot of times, I feel like I would live other people's experiences, or I would think, man, like I've got to, because I would just be like, there's this one time where when I was tripping, I was just experiencing a divorce. I was a judge. I was a female judge, and I was experiencing a divorce similar to like divorce court style. And like it was just these two people divorcing each other in this all black courtroom basically. And I was just like, what in the fuck is this? And then I'll have other ones where it's like I'll be like a white person that's like a gangster. I'll be having like almost like I'm envisioning something from their life. Right. It's really weird, and I'm just like, what the fuck was that, man? You know, like, and so it's like you just see into other things, and I always just think, is that just me in another universe? You know, is that just me at another time? Is that just, you know, like me in a past life? You know, because there's this thing in the Hermeticum, and it's like it talks about time and how like all time is happening at the same time. It's the past, the present, and the future are all happening right now, and I totally understand that because you're just in this moment. And so it's like, could that be for all time? You know what I mean? Could like all time, like for every experience, be just happening right now? And so like when you're on that, like maybe you're seeing into all those other experiences that like, you know, if you believe in the Godhead, that the Godhead is having. You know what I mean? Like where the creator of everything is living an experience through all of us. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the Christian doctrine, is that God is omnipotent and he's everywhere. And how else is that to be except for in that way? You know what I mean?
Right.
In infinitely. You know what I mean? And so it's like when they talk about past lives and all that shit, it's just all the lives. And, you know, like, but I don't know, like, you know, but I don't think it's ever ending. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know that, like, what's going to happen after this life. I think about that a lot. And I think, like, if you don't understand, like, these key principles, and from all the ancient text reading that I've done, that there's, like, probably about 12 of them. And if you don't understand all these things, you're just going to keep going through this shit over and over and over and over. And probably, like, as different people, I would imagine.
For sure.
You know, at different scales, too, of the spectrum. You know what I mean?
Well, you have
terrifying.
To. Yeah. I more believe about the alternate universes.
Yeah.
You know, from tripping and, you know, psychedelics and just meditation. Yeah. I believe more in, like, you know, alternate, you know, me in this universe and then me in a different universe, and how they kind of mesh together whenever you're transcending.
I also think that the ancient Mayans were onto something when they would talk about how important it was to be a creator. And I think through being creative that you can, like, create a lot, even with your thoughts. And so, like, they're always discovering more and more stars and shit. And I always think about that, and I'm like, maybe they're just like, we're creating all that by looking for it. You know what I mean? And it's
right.
Like, and so you really do create what you think, and like what everything you create it. It's like, and I kind of lost what I was saying when I started thinking about the star thing.
We always look up there and like wondering what else is out there. In the Baltic Sea, which is here on Earth, they were mapping the floor. You know, these geology students were on a ship, you know, like, and that's where their whole course was for like 2 months. They were just doing this one thing, and they were mapping the floor, and they found a stone wall that was used by hunters to route reindeer for hunt. You know, like, you know, route them into a deer trap.
In the bottom of the sea. In
the bottom of the sea, and they did it back to right after the ice age, you know, was melting, and then the sand, you know, land sank. About 11,000, 12,000 years ago, and they know it's man-made because they sent a camera down there last year, and because this was, I think, 2 years ago, but last year they sent a camera down there, and they actually saw where small stones and, you know, kind of, you know, a bunch of hand-carried stones that are lined up on a wall. So, you know, the sea didn't do that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I believe that there's, like, been many civilizations, like, that, like, go way back further than we know. And
right.
There's probably been a lot of catechisms, because, like, the Mayans talk about that, and they talk about how there was, like, we're in, like, the 4th or 5th world. I think we're at the end of the 4th world, and the 4th world is supposed to end by fire, which could be, like, nuclear. And, like, we're always on, like, the threat of nuclear shit right now. And actual, like, world leaders talking about using nuclear weapons. So, like, we're close. Yeah. You know what I mean? And, like, and I always had this feeling, and I asked Trey one time, I think, and Shantae, and they were like, they don't feel that way. But I was like, do you feel like in your lifetime you're going to be a part of something, like, really crazy, like, really big? And it's like, but we just kind of went through COVID, and that was pretty big and crazy. You know what I mean? But I just feel like there's something bigger, like, that's going to happen. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's gonna be nuclear war though. You know, we
I
could
don't-
just get
yeah.
hit by something.
Yeah, it does need to happen because I mean, it's just getting worse and worse and worse.
You sound like an old man.
It's not. I don't see the world getting better.
Yeah, but they like, and that's kind of part of the trap, right? Because like in some ways it is like, you know, with people becoming so goddamn sensitive, like, you know, and it sucks that it's only here, but it's like with those people becoming so sensitive, and it may lead to their end and their ruin in the end, but it's like they are kind of like probably creating a better future for our kids. It's like, you know, what did you talk about with bullying? You know what I mean? And
Right.
Like, that shit changed your fucking life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, so that probably has eased up a lot for kids. They're probably more accepting now, and they're probably going to be more understanding in the future. You know what I mean? Of like the way people feel and like who you are inside. But like it really is probably becoming like in some ways
A utopia.
a better world.
Yeah.
But it's just about like what do you want to see? You know, like what do you choose to look at? Do you want to like see a bad place? And like they also say that like what you see the world as is a reflection of what you are inside. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so you have to think about that too, because I know you're not like an evil person. You know
Right.
what I mean? Or like, you know,
I
but
just-
it's like it's
yeah.
easy to go down that rabbit hole where like fuck the world is crazy. But it's like
it's just-
at the same time I don't see a lot of it. Like in my daily life,
No,
I don't
we-
see a
no.
lot of like people talk about pronouns and shit like that. Like,
No, I don't know where all that comes from. You know, that's like the alien thing. Like you always see all alien sightings on the TikTok.
yeah,
But I've never seen anybody in real life say, "Hey, yeah, let me show you this video."
yeah.
And it's always some grainy video. And it's
Yeah.
always black.
It's
always
always
night.
government grainy videos.
You know, like somebody,
I was
four
actually-
different people recorded this giant on top of a mountain. Like, and that was it. And
Yeah.
it's like, where's the nobody?
They were talking about this shit on the moon landing stuff, that they released these moon landing videos and photos, and they were in black and white, but they had color TV at that time. And so why wouldn't they release shit? Because they wanted it to look grainy. They wanted it to look as like. And I was talking to this girl last night, and I was like, "What do you think about those photos?" And she goes, "I think they're real." And I was like, "Okay." You know, and she didn't really have like. She's like, "I've seen it. I've seen everything. I've seen the way
Yeah.
the flag blows. I've seen the way the light shines
The
in two
flag
different
wasn't
directions."
blowing.
Yeah, and there's like even strings you can see on one of the photos. Apparently, I've never looked at it, but
I
apparently,
I don't think there were strings. I don't know if it's faked or not. And my thing, and what my comment was, it was one small step for man, one giant step for mankind, right, or some kind of
Yeah.
crap like that. And it was such a giant step, we didn't have to even go back.
But that's the problem. Is like we can't go back. That's the problem. We're not going back now because we can't make it through the radiation belt. Is what they're saying. Like that's the
I thought it was
argument.
I thought it was a firmament or something. I
Same
can't.
thing, right? Like
I thought,
what's
no,
a
I thought the
firmament?
firmament was the water thing. That,
That's ancient talk. That's like the ether talk, which is real, right? But like
Right.
that's what you probably touch when you're on like mushrooms. You know what I mean? When you're
Yeah.
on one of those deep trips, that's probably what you're like tapping into. Is that eternal? Like I think they also call it like the Akasha records, where like it was the knowledge of all mankind. When you die, like the theory is that when you die, you return to the Akasha records, which would be God, and you deposit everything you learned, and like you return to where you came from though, and I guess until to come back or do whatever, go to
Right.
another place. Oh, but back to my create universes thought with the stars.
Yeah.
So when you create universes, right, and I was saying it like it matters with your thoughts too, right? And so sometimes I think about crazy shit like imagine a universe where like everybody has like a piece of grass just growing out of their forehead. You know what I mean? And then I'm always like, I probably just created that universe, like somewhere in the multiverse. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like that's
'Cause you
probably
put the
like,
energy out
and that's
there.
where I was getting to with the Aztecs and the Mayans and shit,
Yeah.
and, like their belief in creation and how big they were on being creative, and like that's probably like a part of it. It's like we could be like the creators of all that stuff. You know what I mean?
from
And we
just our
just-
energy.
Yeah, we just don't know. Yeah, from just an energy.
Put in, Christians call it prayer, witches call it spells. Scientists call it quantum physics.
Yeah.
It's energy that you're putting forth, like you're concentrating really, really hard, and then you're releasing it.
Yeah.
However whatever words you want to put
Yeah.
behind it.
Well, you remember that HemiSync shit? Did you
Yeah.
still do that?
Do what?
You still do that shit?
No.
Yeah. Either. I did it on mushrooms one time, and I couldn't get past the second track. I could listen to the first one, and as soon as the second track came on, I was like, boom, and I just took them out, and I was like, oh, that shit's no good.
Yeah.
I was like, that shit's no good.
I just prefer my normal chill music when I'm tripping.
Yeah.
I know you don't like lyrics. I know the music you like to listen to.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of lyrics in that bullshit lately, though.
Yeah.
But go on.
But the stuff like the lyrics I like, because I have a playlist. My Pandora is always on random, but it's on this certain kind of curated random.
Pandora's good.
And then I just listen to it all week long, experiencing things. While this music's going in the earphone, just random thoughts. And so then whenever I trip, I remember, I hear that song, I remember what I was feeling, what I was doing. And so I can kind of reflect back on that and good things, bad things, but I really come to terms with a lot of, and we had talked earlier about, and I forgot about this, or we moved on, bounced away to something else. I used to overshare. It was post-divorce, and I was trying to make myself, a new man, and I thought I had to talk to people to do that, and I used, and I got to where I was telling people everything, and I didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
Since I shut down, since I shut down that, mentality, I've actually felt so much better.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have to talk to people.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, in an introvert forum, like, how do you guys maintain eye contact? And I was like, why do you have to? If you feel like you have to maintain eye contact because people are watching you, then you're not going to do it.
You don't. That's a psycho move. You just maintain it the whole time. It's a psycho move.
Well, no, and I had to be, I had to be life coached into, when doing interviews and stuff like that. At work, I'd never look at anybody. I'd just be on my computer the whole time.
Yeah.
Anytime I could have a conversation with you. I had a conversation with Andrea when we shared that office, and I would never even look at her face.
Yeah.
I got coached into making eye contact.
Yeah.
But it's that introverted, oh my God, people are watching me.
Yeah.
I have to, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, there's the stuff that goes on inside inside the head of somebody's wired.
I think that's why I got into working out and running, because I felt insecure. And I probably I got bullied for sure, and I bullied people. And I just remember always being like, I don't want nobody to fuck with me. I don't want nobody to be able to fuck with me.
Right.
I just always felt that way. And so it was always very important to me to feel that way. And I wonder, from a young age, I liked Conan a lot. Conan was like the dude to me.
Yeah.
And anything Arnold did was like the dude to me back then. Mm-hmm. And He-Man, all that shit. And I don't know, I was just into that stuff. And that was like a part of me. And I for a long time I thought maybe I was just one of those in a past life. I was just like a warrior in a past life or something.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But I think really it just came from I didn't want nobody to fuck with me. I didn't like that feeling.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna let that happen. And I think that's why jiu-jitsu is really good for people. That's why I always tell you. That's why I even told you both. Right. You guys should try jiu-jitsu because you would be so amazed with what kind of power you really have, and you would start feeling so much compassion for people, and you would it opens you up.
Right.
When I started doing jiu-jitsu, I really opened up, and I was just okay. It lets you know what you're capable of, and it'll honestly surprise you.
Builds your confidence.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna learn you can just hold a motherfucker down. Ain't nobody gonna be able to do shit to you, swing on you. You're gonna be able to move out of the way. It's gonna be easy, and you're just gonna be able to take them to the ground and really taking somebody to the ground. There were all these throws and slams you could do to the ground, and you do that shit to somebody on concrete. It's over.
Yeah, I could probably do it now. I avoided martial arts my whole life.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to get hit in my mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And my teeth, I was like, my teeth hurt.
Yeah.
Now I ain't got no teeth, or no upper teeth.
Yeah, it's just fun.
I wonder how mouthpiece would work on dentures.
I just take your dentures out.
I just get one for the lower.
Yeah.
But anyway, I started a big conversation where I said, all I did was just reply back in my trolling fashion of, why do you have to maintain eye contact? What rule does it say you have to maintain eye contact the whole way? And that started about 500 different, responses of, well, no, you have to. It's society contracts, Yeah.
Poor people.
Yeah. It's if you're stressing about maintaining eye contact, then you're going to look weird maintaining eye contact. You want to maintain eye contact?
Yeah.
You want to maintain eye contact? Don't think about maintaining eye contact.
Yeah, you should actually go onto that thing and tell them that if they walk into a jiu-jitsu gym and they tell them, if all, I'm being dead ass serious, dude. If they just walk in there and tell them that they are really insecure and that they really want to get some help, like those people will like probably tear up like I want to now and like help them. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like for sure. Like that would like, man, you should go type that. Yeah.
Mr. Tom was big in both of our lives, I think. Like he
Yeah.
just, but he was kind of a mentor to.
I was
people
there.
he
I wasn't there
coached.
very long with him.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, because he helped a lot of people.
Yeah, sure.
Like he helped Gia, that one girl. He helped like people that came through his dojo. He just helped them.
Yeah.
Like he felt a need to.
Yeah.
I always got that from him.
Yeah. I think that's huge for people not to feel scared. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like I know how I look, and I know I look scary to a lot of people. So like I kind of make it like a pleasureful thing for me, because like, and I asked this old man one day that he looked petrified, and I was like, "Do I scare you?" And he's like, he looked at me for a second, and he thought about it, and he goes, "No, you just don't see it every day." And I was like, he helped me understand the vibe that I was feeling. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I was just like, I was like, okay, that's a solid ass answer, and it helped me like deal with people a little bit better.
Yeah.
You know, because
They're
sometimes
not
I
scare
forget,
you.
I
They just
forget
don't
how I look.
see. They don't see you. Somebody like you every day.
Yeah, yeah. So I like try to be nice to people, and like I try to be surprising. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
I like that.
I've been told once you get to know me, I'm a big teddy bear, but I look scary at first.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. What do I do with that? I just wake up and
Thank you.
live my life.
Thank you.
Right. Ah, man. Oh, I had a thought.
Yeah.
I can't remember it now.
Oh well.
It'll come back to me.
I think I'm out of them.
What
I'm
do
pretty
you-
fucking high. I ate like 300 milligrams before I came, and then 2 cookies when I got here. I'm blasted.
I remember eating those, actual, and, like the cookies from California that you get from the dealer that had like the actual milligrams,
Mhm.
that's on it. The Oreos and Doritos, all sorts of stuff. And they say like 250 milligrams, per cookie.
Yeah.
I'd eat both cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be high, but, and it makes me wonder what my personal homemade stuff has.
Yeah. Who knows?
Because, I can eat 2 of those and be gone.
Yeah.
You
I like when I eat 3. I took 3 home the other night. Courtney was like, 3? And I was like, I do this, dude.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I do this, man. I'll eat like a 600 milligram bar like it ain't shit.
Yeah. So, we get tolerance, and
I think I ate 2 one day.
I have to. I'm having to slow down now. How can I say this? Like, since because I can't chew a cookie right now. They're way too chewy.
Yeah.
They get but so what? I have to like pick and choose at it. But if I just want a whole one, I take a little bit of mashed potatoes and put it on top of it and microwave it for 30
Swallow
seconds. And then you mash it up in the potatoes and and you eat all that.
Ew.
It doesn't taste that bad.
I'm surprised you don't kill the THC with the microwave.
Nah,
That's
no,
cool.
it's not for 30 seconds.
No. That's good.
Because you bake it at 230 for, 30 minutes whenever you're decarbing it.
Wow.
And then when you put it in
That's pretty low.
when you infuse it at 150,
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual temps are when I do the
Yeah.
stove.
So anyway, that's how I do it,
Yeah.
right now, because I've eaten a cookie.
Isn't it expensive to test it, right?
Yeah, it's like $300
That's a lot.
for a tea checker.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And then, it doesn't just come out. It's not a digital thing where you like put a drop in there. It's like a test kit. You see the cops whenever they're testing Coke, and
Uh-huh.
you're making it see how blue it turns. It's something kind of like that, where you're seeing how green it turns, and
Oh.
and so I'd be fucked. I have to bring it here. Hey,
Yeah.
we're gonna test this. What color is that?
That's funny. That's funny. Well, sometimes they're green.
Yeah.
So like there's sometimes like there that one day I was like, oh shit, these hoes are green. I was like, so they're good.
Yeah, well, that green one, those that came out green, they
Yeah.
were pretty strong.
I know I regret it every night when I'm laying in bed. I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? I like tomorrow I'm only gonna eat one.
Well, that's what I
Tomorrow night, I'm only gonna eat one.
I don't keep any fresh ones. Everything's, they're all frozen,
Yeah.
and I will only pull out one.
Good for you.
And because I can't eat them like I can't just
Yeah.
eat a cookie.
Yeah.
And plus, I was eating too much of them, and shit's expensive. So, you know,
Yeah.
it's like I need to slow down.
Yeah,
I don't
so
need
do
5
that.
cookies in one day just because there ain't nothing else going on.
Nah, that's fun though.
It is fun, but I was doing it every fucking weekend.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine if I had that bunch all the time.
Yeah, all the time. I was doing it every Sunday. I was like,
Yeah.
because I was all by myself. Man, yesterday I just did like 3 or 4 grams, and that was it. And well, no, I did some cookies after that because I had to bring, when I was bringing myself down.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was doing like 2 or 3 cookies every fucking day, and
Yeah.
I got to stop because my tolerance is getting too high. And this cotton mouth is just. Bleh. But I am getting a little sore right here.
All right,
so,
let's stop.
all right.
All right, later,
Well, thanks,
dudes.
everybody.